Why Malvasia?
Malvasia was planted in the vineyard that I purchased. It's the only white variety that we grow in our vineyard at the moment. And it turns out that Malvasia does extremely well in our climate.
And why is that?
It buds out relatively late compared to the other varieties.
Does that help with frost?
Yeah, that helps to prevent frost damage. The later it buds out, the less likely chance you're going to have a frost damage. It grows straight up. It's really easy to manage the canopy, and it sets a good crop. You can get 3 to 4 tons to the acre and still have really great flavors in the fruit.
You know, I think when we did that Arizona judgment, in which we lined up all these Arizona white wines in a panel of, quote unquote, perceived geeks, Ray's Malvasia from Cottonwood was the one that took first place.
Okay.
And I think what I love about the Malvasia, especially when it's from this part of the world, that it's these aromatic qualities that are so, they're both acidic, but there's a lot of tropical juju as well. And I find, what do you like to pair with the Malvasia?
It's such a refreshing, crisp, floral, citrusy wine. It goes really well with all kinds of seafood. So I like to pair it with shrimp, mussels, lighter whitefish. It's even great with salads, lighter summer fare.
In terms of the winemaking, Rob, stainless steel, did it see some oak? What did you do with this Malvasia?
So when we bring the grapes in, we crush them and we soak them on the skins. So the 2010 Malvasia had an average of 8 hours of a skin soak, and that just helps to bring out more of the aromatics, and it helps give a fullness to the body and imparts a minerally texture to the wine.
Is this in a cold soak, Rob? Or?
Yeah, it's a cold skin soak, basically. So after that, it's basket pressed to neutral oak barrels. So I'm using 4th year French oak, which doesn't impart any new oak flavor to the wine. It just helps, again, to build up the texture of the wine and give it a roundness when it is fermented in barrel. So it's 100% barrel fermented, and then 50% of it was transferred to stainless steel for the aging process. And both portions aged for 6 to 7 months, and then it was blended all together and bottled in April.
And the reason, Rob, to have this different, to have half of it be stainless steel, is it purely your recipe, or what you would? Like, why not all of it stainless steel and all of it, like, why half and half? Or is that the common practice?
It was since 2010 was my first year working with Malvasia, and with all the fruit from our vineyard. I wanted to really experiment to see what the stainless steel, see what the steel did to the wine versus the aging in the neutral oak. And I found that the stainless steel does keep some of the crispness and freshness to the wine. It keeps some of the spicy floral aromatics as well. Whereas the barrel fermented portion and aged portion.
Did it impart any textural attributes in the barrel, on the mouthfeel?
It does, because I leave it on the lees, so it's aged. The lees are stirred during the first few months, and then it continues to sit on the lees.
Now this might be
full 6 months.
This might be a very geeky question, but in talking with over the years with winemakers, and the topic of stirring on the lees came up, and I thought I was under the impression that when you stir on the lees, you're actually imparting more characteristics to the wine. And then I spoke with a winemaker that said when you stir on the lees actually acts as a filter. Is that true, or what is your experience? What do you think?
Acts as a filter and what way?
Like the lees will actually, while it's dropping, will take with it some particles, and like he was saying that the stirring of the lees actually takes away versus give it more. What do you think?
You do have to be careful, especially with an aromatic wine like Malvasia, not to overpower those delicate aromatic qualities to the wine. Aging and stirring on stirring the lees can add texture and body to the wine, but it can also take away some of the delicate aromas. It can add nuttiness, some woody, not woodiness, but a woodsy quality I found in Malvasia.
Stemmy, if you will, or peaty, or
not necessarily stemmy, but kind of just a richness, nuttiness, more of a melon type character versus the citrusy character.